Dance a little harder. Crappy. Fine, okay, stop dancing. Now take us through the reveal. Whoa. If you didn't know, okay, actually, let me do this again. Because that art is for the game that you just saw, okay? This art is for that game. Do you believe it? Do you believe that? Okay, one more time. That is the promotional image. It doesn't seem related. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and just get to the final game. Hey, everybody, please welcome in our favorite... What do I even say? MS Paint artist here. Our favorite MS Paint artist, Cosmic the Dolphin. Please come and chat. We got a little dolphin using spray paint tool. Got a little funky hair going on. Hello there.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. You know, I haven't done much MS Paint art recently. I should try that again.
I almost said that's for the best, but that was a bit so rude. No, I love it. Look at this dolphin. Everybody, you are allowed to do MS Paint art, okay?
So I know I've mentioned this one time on Kuso before, but this picture here came from an MS Paint picture I made when I was 13 for a Tron fan fiction.
Okay, I would not have guessed that this was related to a Tron fan fiction, and I need to read this.
Even better, I never watched Tron before writing.
You wrote a Tron fan fiction without watching Tron?
I was a very weird teenager.
Oh, so was I. Yeah. Let me just say, I didn't do that, but I did other weird stuff. Oh, well, that's okay. You know, we're all a little bit weird over here. Welcome to Kusogrand8. What weirdness do you have for the players today?
So we are going with a game that I actually owned as a child.
Okay.
Well, maybe not as much as a child, but as a young adolescent. This is Toxic Crusaders for the Sega Genesis.
Indeed. You know, we're going to be cleaning up crime over the next hour, trying to make the city a little bit more tolerable. The player who comes in the lead gets 10 points. The player who comes in fourth gets 2. And nobody gets eliminated from this round because it's round number 1. But the better the player does during this round, the more likely they'll be able to make it into the bracket and battle against some of the strongest Kuso fans out there. So let me go ahead. I have just a couple things that I need to get ready. Otherwise, I believe that we've actually had this game in Kusogrand8 before, and if I'm not mistaken, Mike Uyama is the one who gave it out. Is it a beat 'em up? Am I mistaken?
Yes, it's a beat 'em up, and I don't think it was Mike Uyama. I can't remember who it was.
Well, Mike Uyama loves his beat 'em ups.
It wasn't Mike Uyama though. It was someone. Yeah, it was someone I remember from RPG Limit Break. Not Mike though.
Gonna say Mike went to RPG Limit Break.
He did, but it was someone else who's been to RPG Limit Break.
Who could it have been? Well, maybe chat will have the answer.
It was Kuso 3.
Yeah. That was the first year that we actually started having GMs. I believe Kuso 2, I was still giving out all of the games for everybody. And honestly, having GMs has made my life a heck of a lot easier. I really appreciate everything that they've done to help out. And yeah, I know that you've been a little bit busy where you are. Has anything like good been happening? Anything exciting?
Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the update that we have from Cosmic. Life has been good. Well, you know what isn't good? Some video games. As it turns out, this game it's got a little bit of a notoriety, that one. It was actually on an AVGN episode not too long ago, a year or two ago, and the creator of Toxic Crusaders was on the episode as well, which was pretty cool that they were able to bring him on. He is a weirdo. Like the guy who initially came up with the concept. I love him. I don't remember his name. But yeah, let's just say that if the game and the concept of some toxic dude going around solving crime and stuff and using a mop as a weapon, if that sounds weird, then that is perfect for the person who made this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you said that you had this when you were a kid?
Yeah, I bought a Sega Genesis from a yard sale, and the only game that came with the Genesis, which I feel sorry for this poor soul, was Toxic Crusaders.
Oh no, maybe that's why they sold it. This is so sad.
Yep.
That's all right. You know, I mean, like, I had a Sega Game Gear, and what, like, just saying that is sad enough, but, you know, I had RoboCop 2. Which honestly is one of the better RoboCop games out there. Not gonna lie, Sega Game Gear somehow managed to beat most people, or most other versions of RoboCop. Otherwise, I think I have everybody captured and just about ready to begin. Let me head on over there. We don't want Double Dragon 3 music. Wait, actually, that's the only thing that's good about Double Dragon 3. Let me go ahead and turn this audio on so you all can hear the beautiful jams just like me. Well, I mean, I can't hear them until now. There we go. Does this sound toxic? Oh, this is very Genesis sound. Okay.
It's very much a Genesis sound. And this was released on multiple systems, by the way. The only manual I've ever found online is actually of the NES version of this. But I don't know if the NES manual is different enough than the whatever the Genesis manual would have been to make a difference.
I love that Rearview Mirror put a rearview mirror on the bottom left corner of the screen there. I mean, yeah, they go by ReVMe on Twitch, but Rearview Mirror in person or in other contexts on Discord, I love it. It's perfect. Yeah.
There is a very specific reason I wanted to actually make sure that the game for tonight would be in 2D. And that's specifically because of Rearview Mirror.
Oh, well, we can go ahead and talk about that later, because we are just about ready to begin. What would be good emotes to spam?
If you have anything related to nuclear waste, that would probably work. Somehow.
Oh my gosh, what happened to... Oh my gosh, I messed up one of the names here. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Un fantasma más.
Get rid of Spader. Why is Spader creeping in there? Why? Okay. We're doing the countdown. Please spam all of your emotes. As soon as I see movement in the first stage, I will start our timer. Best of luck to the players. Go and kick some butt. I hope that you don't feel like you're too toxic. Yeah, okay, and here we go. Best of luck to all of the players here, and welcome to Genesis Audio, the game.
So, okay, so our player in the bottom right-hand corner was the only one that actually stayed on their skateboard. If you get off your skateboard in the opening level, you will be forced to fight waves of enemies, but if you just stay on the skateboard, you just go past them and you don't have to fight them.
Gotcha.
So stay on the skateboard as long as possible. Yes, you have no iframes when taking damage, so if you get hit by a car, You usually just keep bouncing over and over until you lose a life.
Oh no. Yeah, with that said, it seems like there are some issues with staying on skateboards. I can't even hear the music because of how loud all the sound effects are. Let me try this compressor and see if that helps. I want to try to hear the music.
That's how the game just plays, though. You rarely hear the music in stage 1. After stage 1, the skateboard never reappears again, and then there's less sound effects, and you can hear things much easier.
Good. Oh my gosh. This game is more hideous than I remember. This is ugly.
Yeah, it's very ugly.
Yeah.
Right, Shadow. Get on the skateboard. There you go.
Good job. Good job. Well, I want to thank the referees from last match as well as this match. This match, we have Salmon Buffalo, Linkura, Bad Chop, and Clades, along with Hazel Shade 12, all in the background, helping to make sure that we know who makes progress here. Honestly, the refs have made, have absolutely helped so much this year already. And it's made my life a lot easier. Thank you all for the help here. Now it looks like Bright Shadow is on to the second stage here, and yeah, I can hear the music a little more.
Just a little more. So one thing I did mention is, so this is a 3-button Sega Genesis game. Everyone is just playing as Toxie. You have 3 characters that you can play as, but they all play exactly the same. I was hoping that someone would play another character. I did mention that you can choose any character you want, but everyone just stayed as Toxie. That's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, this is just a standard 3-button Genesis game. You have probably like 8 or 9 different attacks. Standard controls are A is attack option A, B is jump, C is a different attack, and your proximity to enemies determines which attack comes out.
Yeah. By the way, the information that you give did give some information about the different characters. Toxie, obviously, made of sludge, who is a nerdy dude turned into a living mess thanks to being thrown into a drum of toxic waste, and he uses a mop. Okay, second, No Zone, who is some blue goopy dude. He was a test pilot who crashed into a silo of radioactive pepper and lost a leg, which he replaced with a wheel. And finally, Junkyard was a homeless man who merged with a junkyard dog after both were hit by lightning at the same time while sitting in a pool of toxic waste together. They were sitting in a pool of toxic waste? Lightning struck? Bam!
They turned into a single entity.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Although
this was a children's cartoon, by the way.
I mean, look at the junkyard dog, dude. Like, let me ask you, like, don't you want to play as this? Come on, everybody. Look at this dude, okay? See ya? We've got fierce, he's got muscles, okay? I don't like the face so much, but that's fine. I can be picky about that, okay? You can play as him, which is awesome, okay? Or you can play as No Zone, who is a quivering blob of ugliness right here, everybody. Do you want to play as No Zone? No, he's stupid. And then finally, they're playing as Toxie, okay? Let me get a screenshot of Toxie up here. Do you want to play as this guy? No, come on, Wolfman. You could play as the Wolfman.
I agree. Wolfman is by far the best one.
Yeah.
And also Wolfman has where everyone just has an attack where they send out a really long rope randomly. Well, it's not random. You could do it jumping and pressing A, if there's no enemies close by. which will also you could use to, if they watch the demo, you could use to get to higher areas. It doesn't actually help you really, but you can use that. And Junkyard, instead of throwing out a long rope, he's very clearly just shooting out his tongue. So.
Bleh. Bleh. Yeah, that's kind of gross. Honestly, I don't want to attack with my tongue. Do you imagine, like, okay, sure. I like to see what things taste like. Like, sure. Who doesn't? Who doesn't just, like, pick things up and put them in their mouth? But, like, licking things outside? No, that's too far. Gross. Radama Ford in chat is saying, I literally cannot tell if anyone is actually making progress or not. And I would say in the bottom right, we have progress.
Yep, we have progress.
Very nice. Very clear beginning here. Now, you said that you specifically did not want to give out a 3D game. And why is that? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So, generally, as a GM, I really enjoy looking for interesting but poorly implemented 3D in games. Unfortunately, I have found out that Rearview Mirror is just unusually good at 3D PlayStation games. So, and as soon as I saw that he was in this match, I was like, okay, all of these games that I had planned, they're going on the back burner. Yeah. Let's hope that. Let's hope that he has never played Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah, we do pay attention to the various players in Kusogrand8, and if you end up getting a little notoriety in some ways, occasionally that can come back to bite you in the butt. We've never claimed to be fair necessarily when giving games out, except that we know that y'all haven't played the game, you know. But honestly, I do love like having people return and thinking, what would be a fun new experience that they probably haven't had before? And yeah,
I'm not sure if this is a fun experience, but you know.
Okay, what's an experience that they haven't had before? Wait, Isalamiri jumped into the helicopter. Whee!
Yeah. So that is a overpowered thing. You can get in the helicopters in this game. They're the only player that has noticed that so far. But yeah, getting in the helicopters usually helps.
Okay.
Except for whenever an enemy can't be attacked by the helicopter.
Let me tell you, a lot of players are dealing with something that I have a few complaints about. It's this isometric view water, but you're dealing with digital controls, up, down, left, right, or diagonals. Yeah. And the diagonals do not correspond with the diagonals on the map. Because of that, if you push up left and try to walk in the space between the water, you will go in the water, and it's insta-death water. That's a huge design flaw, in my opinion. One that, like, I don't think that was even acceptable for Super Nintendo era. I very much dislike it.
It will actually get worse. That problem will get worse.
Well, yeah, this is what, level 2? It better get worse.
It introduces platforming in later levels.
No, you do. Okay, a beat 'em up. If you make it a little bit more forgiving, you can maybe get away with it, but I do not want to do any platforming in this game from what I've seen so far. No.
There's platforming, and not only that, but it's not just left to right platforming. You have to move on the Z-axis as well.
What do you mean, the Z? You mean up, down? The Y-axis?
Up, down. Yeah, sorry, y-axis, yeah.
I'm like, what are you, this is not 3D. I know that you like 3D games, Cosmic. This is not 3D.
Yeah, you have to move up and down.
You have to go deep into the game. You have to go behind the game.
Isalamarius to the first boss.
It's a dragon with little the steps. I love the tippy toes. Tippy toes, tippy toes.
Tippy toes are great.
That ended up being a code word in a Seinfeld episode. It was relevant for about like 1 minute in the episode, and I still think tippy toes, tippy toes. If somebody is coming, you gotta shout tippy toes.
And yeah, Bright Shadow has also gotten to the dragon, so
very nice.
Un Fantasma Mas has also gotten to the dragon, so we're very close here to begin.
I love it. It's always good. Rearview mirror a little bit behind, but we are still very early on in this match. And I do not expect that we will have any definitive lead, at least for the first 45 minutes. After that, we're going to start seeing probably like for sure somebody has made a lot of progress here. Of course, I have to ask, what is the continue system like?
You get a lot of lives in this game.
Okay.
And there are pickups. So the green balls are randomly pickups. Okay, so Un Fantasma Mas entered the new area right before Bright Shadow did. And you basically you can choose as many continues as you want in the option menu, up to like 9. I said to the players to leave it standard, so standard is 3 continues.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. Get ready. Never.
Yes, these are indeed instant kill blocks that just kind of come around. And yeah, we've got our first game over already.
Wow. I am not too surprised. Welcome to old school games. Welcome to games that don't exactly have the best design in them at all. Well, that said, Toxic Crusaders, apparently, chat brought up that the original movie was definitely not a movie for kids. Then they made a cartoon based off of the movie that's not for kids. And the cartoon was for kids, and then the game based off of the cartoon. This has multiple layers. It's really strange how a lot of adult-oriented media ended up being converted to stuff for kids. It was a really weird era, and I don't think we have that happen nearly as much these days.
Yeah. And I believe Chad has also already mentioned, they made a new, very recently, like in the past year, a new Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up. And it's not half bad.
I've heard that it's pretty reasonable, yeah. Finally. I don't know if it's necessarily the beat 'em up that the franchise deserves, but maybe it's better than the franchise deserves.
Bright Shadow, you need to go to the right. I know the arrow is saying go up, but it's just walls that go to nothing.
Bright Shadow can't hear you now.
I did tell the players just go right, just go forward. I did not tell any of them to go up.
Now, I'm trying to find information about this game because, looking at the box art, it was a little bit, not very specific. It didn't have really good information here. Let's see if I can find, a card or something, the instruction manual. Everything that I have found has left the makers of the game off. And I think... I have a reason for this. I have a reason that I need to find this because it's got to be posted somewhere here, okay?
Yeah, this game has surprisingly little information online, especially considering the fact that it's been in an AVGN episode.
No, that's okay. It doesn't even have very much information on the box. It says Sega Genesis, Tromaville, official Sega seal of quality. The creator of this is not listed anywhere on the box art at all. Okay? No. I've got to reveal. Okay? So if I go and look and try to find the manual, let me go and get into here. Don't worry. Okay, I found the Nintendo manual, and unfortunately the Genesis one, let's see, nope, that's a manual that's for sale. It's basically not really available out here as far as I can tell. Maybe on Sega Retro though. Okay, well, basically, it's impossible to see where or who made it unless you go and look it up. This is Infogrames. And Infogrames didn't exactly do very many beat-em-ups. And that is a little pretty apparent here. Beat-em-ups have a very specific, like, there are ways to make them fun, and there are ways to make them painful. And, yeah, it seems like the formula is pretty straightforward, but this game has a lot of flaws. Infogrames is like, I don't know. I have a very big love-hate relationship with them, and, like, pretty much every game that they work on is, it's hot garbage unless it's on a handheld system, in which case it's actually pretty amazing. The Genesis was not handheld.
So, much to my chagrin, thinking that 2D would slow rearview mirror down, it looks like rearview mirror is actually now moved into first because they were the first person to realize, oh, don't go up, even though the arrow is telling you to go up. Una Fantasma Mass and Bright Shadow just kept riding the elevator up and down without understanding that the up arrow is a lie, and Rearview Mirror has understood, no, just ignore that up arrow and keep going forward and things will work out. Hopefully.
I love it. By the way, these hot tunes that you hear, and I'm going to put quotes around that, were made by Frederick Menson. You have heard many of those tunes on this channel before, from games like Fantasia for the Genesis. I believe they did the audio at least for the PC version of Draken, possibly the Super Nintendo version, but I'm not 100% sure. However, they also did the audio for Alone in the Dark 2, which, honestly, those games rock. And it is really cool. And the audio design is so good. It's, yeah, I think there was a lot of hit and miss with the games that Frederick Menson worked on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as chat has mentioned, I think Rearview Mirror is just contemplating their life choices at this point.
Yeah, odds are, my guess is that Rearview Mirror may be looking at the information that you provided to see, is there anything that I got that's going to be useful here? Yeah, I'm not sure.
They might need to... There might be an enemy off screen that isn't killed. I'm thinking that's what's probably happened.
Oh, beat 'em ups. It says go up. I saw the elevator open, right?
Yeah. I think they should, because they're at the second elevator. If they go up to the top of this elevator, maybe the game will load stuff correctly.
Okay. Whee! Wait, are you? You're supposed to go. Are you supposed to go up that or in the door?
The door does nothing. I think the game might. I think for some reason there might be a flag here to go all the way
No,
up.
you just have to stay on the elevator and ride it all the way because welcome to Toxic Crusaders for the Sega Genesis, everybody. This game is cursed, as chat says. I think chat may have said that before I did, but maybe at the same time.
They are very correct.
Yeah.
And yes, so Rearview Mirror is a level ahead now of Una Fantasma Mass and Bright Shadow, and Isalamari is just, they've been on this boss, I think, 15 minutes now. Watching Tippy Toe Dragon.
Tippy toe. Okay, come on, tippy toe. Okay, doing the tippy toes, doing well. Yeah, the thing is, if you're doing a beat 'em up and you have a boss fight, you need to make it so that you can tell when a player deals damage. Like, if there's no sound effect or visual feedback, then people just aren't going to know.
They finally got past.
Okay, tippy toes down. I see free fall flashing on rearview mirror screen, but I don't know what that means. What's free falling?
There's no gravity.
There's what?
This is a level with low gravity.
Oh, well, I mean, rearview mirror's not really jumping, so it's hard to tell.
The issue is that if any of the enemies decide to jump, which some here can do, then they will just float up to the top of the screen.
Rearview mirror just got squished. No, as it turns out, the hitbox is active while it's moving up because that's how squishy things work. Okay, the impact doesn't matter. Just the existence does. You know. That is so rude. That is ridiculous. I forgot about how flawed this game is.
I took this game over to Fred's houses on multiple occasions just to make them angry.
Yeah, I mean, that checks out to me. So it does seem like the person who gave out the game back in Kuso 3 was Kowal. Kowal has retired in the Kuso community and moved on to better, happier things like not bad video games and having important relationships and such, which is pretty dang cool. But yeah, Kowal definitely had some memories back in the day, seriously. And yeah, this game, I don't love this game. I gotta be honest, okay? This game bugs me. The audio's weird, the level design is uninspired, the combat's dumb, and then you die everywhere. Like, this game is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. This is a bad game. I imagine whoever I bought the poor Genesis from, it was assuredly the reason why they sold their Genesis at a yard sale, because they only had this. And what would you think the console has after only playing Toxic Crusaders?
Bugs? What did it have? Trauma?
Yeah, probably Trauma. We've got to the second boss.
That's the name of the company that made Toxic Crusaders. Perfect.
This boss is terrible, but Rearview Mirror is actually doing a great job with them.
Yeah, the swinging ability is really doing a good job of like dealing hits without taking too many hits, and it looks like Rearview Mirror actually got through the boss on the first try. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's incredible, honestly.
Get
That's
down
really
and
cool.
dirty. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen past this level. I'm really glad that we're getting to see Rearview Mirror shine in like a game that probably wasn't necessarily in his wheelhouse, you know?
Yeah, and Isalamari has moved into second place because they also figured out. Yeah, sometimes you need to go up the elevators and sometimes you don't.
Free fall! Nope. Free squish. Wait, where are you? Where'd you go?
I think that was a game over.
Yeah, that is game over. Back to the beginning here. I think Un Fantasmas and Bright Shadow. Bright Shadow might be able to get to the next area. You just need to be patient and ride the elevators. If it says go and it points up, it's not lying. You gotta keep riding the elevator. Can't stop riding.
No.
Go up.
But Bright Shadow's on the first elevator. There's 2 elevators. The first one is a lie. You don't want to go up it. That does nothing to progress.
Why?
Only the second elevator
It's so
will progress.
so stupid. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, at least the first stage of the game, like Isalamiri is experiencing, it's an interesting action-packed start. I think that how do I describe this game? It's got a lot of style, but none of the styles match, you know? Everything just feels wrong.
Yep. Oh, and as you can maybe tell on rearview mirror screen, we're getting into platforming now.
Oh, joy. I mean, to be fair, Infogrames was a little bit better at platforming design than beat 'em up design. So I wouldn't be too surprised if the platforming is a little bit better. But at the same time, they often had sadistic tricks, things that would get you killed, things in the background that deal damage to you that honestly just shouldn't. Yeah, so I'm curious if they're gonna have some of that BS in this level.
So yep, okay, rear view mirror is up to their first jump where that's not fair. How? Okay, so those jumps there, it looks like you should be going up and down because they're very clearly on different planes.
But as it turns out, they're just different elevations rather than...
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you push up or down, you're not going to land on the platforms. You just have to push left and right.
Yeah. So I was really hoping that someone was going to get tricked by that, but no, rearview mirror just they understand weird platforming.
Well, or it was just a fluke, because honestly, it didn't seem like rearview mirror studied it very much. He just went. And sometimes that is a good way to approach Kusogrand8. Just go. But usually, I'd say if you don't have a timer, go ahead and wait a little while. Take your time. Rearview mirror is trying the platforming now. It's not working.
It doesn't work. Just move left and right.
Except there's an enemy back there.
Yeah.
Oh, the birds keep preventing progress. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the important thing here is figuring out what is preventing you from actually moving on and dealing with that. It was the birds, not the enemy in the background, and because the birds kept respawning in that specific location, it kept preventing the screen from moving. I hate this. Like, I don't know if I've seen these levels before. I don't think I've seen this far into the game, and it is aggressively terrible video game design. Holy crap.
Yeah, so actually I believe you did see past this because Smite won the match.
Okay.
I did. And Smite got to the level series directly after the first platforming section. So they basically got through one more level than Rearview Mirror just did.
Okay. Oh, I guess I must have forgotten it. It's been a long time. But yeah, I honestly do not know how far the players are going to be able to get through this game. It does appear to be pretty brutal. Yeah.
This is a very brutal game. There's no rules. It just doesn't make sense.
How are we already halfway through this? What the crap? Well,
I wanted people to suffer. Specifically, I wanted Rearview Mirror to suffer. I will never forget my very first match as a GM, people. My very first match as a GM. What does Rearview Mirror do? Not only does he win the game, it was Bug Riders Race of Kings by an incredible margin. A margin that was so ridiculously past the other players. It did not even make any logical sense.
It was hilarious.
But not only that, they turned up the saturation on the game feed. So we could barely see the colors on screen. After that, I've wanted to make them suffer.
Oh, you're getting your revenge! Except that Rearview Mirror is actually doing really well.
Yeah. I'm slightly annoyed by that fact, yeah.
I love that so much. Oh yeah, trust me, if we laugh about it, and honestly, it's like, if you do silly things on stream, you know, we'll probably laugh. We'll find a way to get you back. Don't worry. It might take several years, but we'll do it. We have grudges, okay? We know how to hold a grudge around here. Now with that said, Un Fantasma Mas is actually doing pretty well so far. Is this more progress than Rearview Mirror, or a little bit behind?
No, they are behind Rearview Mirror, but they are very close.
Okay. Yeah, so that is really the one to pay attention to right now. Bright Shadow in the floating section. Ooh, you get to do Samus rolls. Okay.
Yeah, so basically, depending on how far Bright Shadow gets in this... let's see, yeah, if Bright Shadow gets to the boss after the freefall section here, we could very clearly say that they would be in third place and pass Salamari.
Well, that was a nice dash off of the conveyor belt. Unfortunately, not all of the enemies were dead, so even if the screen could have scrolled, well, I mean, even if that wouldn't have been a death if the screen scrolled, it didn't scroll, so that was death.
Yeah, so yeah, Bright Shadow has moved into third.
Like, you don't... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, in a beat-em-up, it always frustrates me when, like, the camera can kill you. Like, oh, the camera scrolled up too high, so now if you go back down, you're dead. Or, oh no, you're dead. Actually, that one was just a pit. That is a game over, but Bright Shadow now has a chance to start making some progress here. I believe at the moment, Rearview Mirror is in the lead, getting to stage 6. Un Fantasma Mas in second. Bright Shadow in third. Salamari in fourth. All of these places could change. I do not expect to really know who the winner is until the end. But depending on how things go, you know, especially since game overs are pretty brutal in this, whenever you have a beat 'em up, a game over can be a huge setback. Like, look at Rearview Mirror just having to spend all of this time in a single location fighting a helicopter. You know, they tend to take time, and it's very difficult to speed up certain sections. And because of that, I think that there could be a possibility of somebody really like solidifying first place at about the 50-minute mark. It could be impossible to catch up, but again, we'll have to see. Bright Shadow fighting the toxic, I don't know what that was, but it melted. Like a pig or a cat or a dog.
I think they're toxic hamsters or guinea pigs.
Oh no!
Bro, I live in Ecuador. We eat guinea pigs
I
here.
was gonna say, you eat toxic guinea pigs there? Don't do that. That's gonna turn you into this guy.
And this is also a true fact for true lore here for everyone that wants to add it to your Kuso GM lore. My wife's grandparents have a guinea pig farm.
Ooh, interesting. Hey, Bright Shadow, into the next level here. Very nice. This is second place for Bright Shadow, and there's a possibility to move into third or first. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't cause yourself to lose progress. That's not how Kusogrand8 works. You set a high watermark.
Let's see. Yeah. So basically, if Bright Shadow gets past the section they are currently on, they will move into first. Because this is where rearview mirror game overed.
Wait, you have a double jump?
Sometimes, and sometimes you don't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Thank you, Infogrames. Okay. And there's a death. Unfortunately, it put Bright Shadow down on the conveyor belts again. This might technically be a little progress here.
No, they're making good progress. They need to get a little bit farther.
Just gotta be patient and not die like that. Bright Shadow did manage to land on the platform. It's these birds that are causing the problems, okay?
Yeah.
Just be patient, kill the birds, and keep going.
Yeah.
Why do you make such a stupid sound? Like, it doesn't... You're a grown man. Kind of.
Oh, Bright Shadow's moved into first. They got to the next screen. Bright Shadow is in first place now.
Very nice. That is the next level. We have a lead change, everybody. 37, almost 38 minutes into it. Bright Shadow moving on to stage 7. Where are we going? It's a choo-choo train.
Yeah, you need to jump on the train because, this is a moving train level now. If you fall off the train, it's instant death.
You know, it wouldn't be a beat 'em up if you didn't have a train level. I hate it. As soon as an enemy spawns, it's too late.
Although sometimes, if you fall off the train, it's not instant death.
Is it because you have bubbles on your feet?
Those are roller skates.
Oh, are you sure? Are you sure about that one?
I'm a rollerblader, bro. I know my skates.
I have seen rollerblades before as well. I've never seen bright green ones that look like bubbles, like toxic bubbles.
And as chat has brought out, the train station says airport. There's a sign when you get to the train station that says airport.
It says well, I mean, oftentimes trains do go to airports. I'm not sure about cargo trains, but like passenger trains often will. I know I have taken trains to airports before, and trains from airports. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're gonna have to use your brain to like justify this. And honestly, when you're playing Toxic Crusaders on Sega Genesis, I think it's actively taking your brain away. So that's really difficult. Oh no, Bright Shadow, you gotta get on the train. It's gonna leave you. You're so dead. You are so dead. That's a game over. Oh no, what?
That's how you trigger the boss fight.
You just get off the train?
You get far enough along the train, and then, you get off. You can't get off the train instantly, but after, like, getting to the front of the train, then, you can just hop off and...
This is so stupid. I'm like personally offended by most of this game design. Mind you, most of the time I blame management for a lot of video game decisions. It's often not going to be developers' fault, but like, you know, whoever made that decision, bad manager, okay? Bad project lead or whatever, or bad producer, whatever, bad, naughty. I will say though, that as with most Infogrames games, a lot of the art in this game, despite being pretty bland looking, it's really good. Like, look at Bright Shadow, like the water genuinely looks like both water as well as gross. Like, it's disconcerting. The background there, we've got an industrial nightmare, multiple layers of parallax going on here. Graphically, this is super cool. For a cartoon, maybe not, but like, I love it.
No, this game is graphically very cool. I'm in full agreement on that, and I love the sprite art, even though it's ugly. It's very ugly, but at the same time, it's very well done. Especially the character faces in between levels. I would say the worst character sprite face is Toxie, the character that they're all playing as.
Yep.
But No Zone looks like a deformed Gonzo perfectly, and Junkyard just looks great. He's just an awesome Wolfman.
Actually, wait, I'm looking at the game. At the bottom left of everyone's screen, there is a picture of the planet. Does the planet get more and more corrupted as time goes on?
I've honestly never looked. I have no idea.
Because, like, based on Bright Shadow's screen, like, the Earth is getting pretty green. It doesn't look like it's doing great here.
I've honestly never noticed that. It could be. That could be it. Yeah, this game did have a very strong anti-pollution message.
Well, I mean, you gotta. Everybody got toxic. They're mutants based off of pollution, yeah.
There were probably kinder ways of making sure that people would recycle, but, you know, it gets the message across.
What do you mean kinder ways? This is a video game. Nothing is kinder than a video game. Except, like, what? You think the government's gonna send me a box of chocolates and say, stop polluting? No.
That would be kinder, though.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do it. No, it's gotta be the media making toxic Crusaders for Sega Genesis and being like, stop polluting, and I'm like, I think I want to pollute more. Like, holy crap, this game is bad.
I want to pollute more so that I can gain Toxie's powers.
Yeah.
I'm
sure there's some kid. I've read stories about kids being like, I'm gonna let a spider bite me. Spider-Man. Spider bites them, and then they're like, ow. But it's not really it's just like normal dumb spider that doesn't do anything, you know? And they're like, you know, now I've got a spider bite. What do I do about this? Guess nothing. Okay. By the way, if a spider does bite you, and you don't know what spider it was, get it checked out, especially, yeah. Go and look up information online about, like, good procedures, because, I know nothing about how to deal with the spider bite other than squish the spider that did it. Kill the spider.
I would not suggest biting the spider back.
What's it gonna do? If it's venomous, well, it already bit me. They got protein. Maybe the protein will help fight off the venom. I don't know. Yeah. Clade's in chat is saying, got a spider bite. It ended up being really, really bad. Yeah, get it. Yeah. Look up the proper procedures and do not listen to my advice, okay? Which, my advice is to bite the spider back, and that's bad advice, so don't do it.
Oh wow, we've got to the next boss. Bright Shadow is doing great. I have no idea what this boss is supposed to be, but they're on the next boss.
Is it like, it is toxic? No, I was gonna combine toxic octopus and say toxipus, but I don't think that is something that you can say on Twitch.
I was going to say, if you want the worst injury I've ever gotten from insects was probably. Oh wait, no. That would probably be almost dying from dengue. That technically came from a mosquito, yes. But I was going to.
Oh yeah, my grandpa technically died of dengue, and then they resuscitated him.
Yeah. Well, I was in a coma in the hospital. So
well, that's not fun. I mean, at least you got some good rest. I'm just trying to look at the bright side of being in a. How long were you in a coma?
I don't know. It was a few days.
I was gonna say, I know you don't remember, but.
I do remember whenever I got out of the hospital, I'm basically the only person of a light-skinned complexion in a not light-skinned country.
Yeah.
Although, if I'm back in the States, I get asked if I'm Hispanic, so I don't know. But honest to goodness, whenever I got out of the hospital, because I was on vacation in Guyana when this happened.
Okay.
And honest to goodness, when I got out of the hospital, they never had checked for my name, so they just wrote me a prescription to go to the pharmacy to get medicine, and the prescription was just written out to white guy.
Oh, I kind of love that. I think that's adorable. Aw.
And so I just made my buddy that I was with go to the hospital to go to the pharmacy and pick it up because he was also a white guy. So it was just like, oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It just gave him the medicine.
Well, yeah, prescription's obviously for you. Oh, yeah. I'm glad that you managed to pull through. I think that comas are so fascinating. Like, I mean, maybe less fascinating if you've been in one, but like, stop beeping. I'm tired of this crap. Okay, stop beeping at me, car. Stop it. Ugh, I hate this vehicle. Shut up. Okay? Toxie's gonna destroy you, you stupid car. Stop. Why do you even beep? You're trying to murder Toxie. Beeping is like the worst thing you could do if you want to run somebody over.
Oh, by the way, just to keep in the lore of the game, this is technically a spaceport that Rearview Mirror is at. I think. No,
okay.
Sorry. Actually, where Phantasma Mass is, that's the spaceport.
I mean, yeah, considering that you get low G, that makes sense. That checks out. I hate how the squishers can just combo you and take your life away super quickly. Like,
oh, they're instant death. So
yeah.
you can get stuck under them and lose 2 to 3 lives instantly.
Yeah, that happened multiple times. By the way, Rearview Mirror and Salamiri are both making decent pushes. Like, normally I would say Bright Shadow has such a strong lead that nobody can pass him, especially considering that this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it usually takes a long time to get through levels. We've got an auto-scroller coming up as well, so, like, I think that it's going to be very difficult to catch up to Bright Shadow.
Yeah,
but it might be possible.
It could maybe be possible, but I don't think anyone's going to do it.
The beeping stopped. The beeping no, it's back! No! We destroyed the car! I hate this. This is so stupid.
The beep is every time a car respawns.
No, like right before it comes on the screen and going back and forth. See? There it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, but they destroy a car, and then whenever a new car is created, it pops on the screen.
Yeah,
and
but even if you don't destroy the car, it'll beep when it comes back. It beep beep. Then there's a car. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, as Chad is noticing, you get a ton of lives in this game. You just make sure to get all your just pick up all the power-ups, and sometimes the power-ups are skates, sometimes they're extra lives, and sometimes they're extra health. What the power-up will be is slightly random. Oh, so very cool. They Bright Shadow has got one level in the game where out of nowhere water is no longer an instant kill. You can bounce on top of the water.
Oh,
this
really?
Level. And only this level.
It looks like you have double jump again for no good reason. So that's pretty cool. Don't you love when like everything looks the same, but your controls change? Yeah, that's one thing that I like to warn people. Actually, that hand just pushed Bright Shadow into the water. Oh yeah, it doesn't insta-kill you, it just deals damage. Yeah, that's one thing that I like to warn people about when it comes to Kusogrand8. Just because your controls worked one way earlier doesn't mean that's always going to be the case, and you need to be aware to test out various types of controls as you go on. If anything feels like it's a little bit different, you gotta test everything again. Also, how are you supposed to make some of these jumps without touching the water?
You can, if players have watched the demo, this is the only part of the game as well where you can use the long attack that Bright Shadow is currently doing. If you jump and then do that, then you'll hook onto the ceiling.
Oh yeah, I see the sort of glowing things up at the top.
Yeah.
The reason why you should always pay attention to the attract mode, pay attention to what is automatically playing, and then forget about it because we are 53 minutes into the match.
Yeah, but I think with that, Bright Shadow has pretty well solidified their first place. I
think so. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I'm less interested in what you're writing, though, Bright Shadow, so I'm going to move over to somebody else's audio.
Yeah, also, the menu has no sound anyway, so if we were to just stay on Bright Shadow, there would be no game audio.
Why would you have audio for a menu? I mean, obviously, you don't need it, right?
Yeah. There we go. Issa Lamari has also figured out that, yeah, I just need to get off the train and the level ends, which is good. So they're on to the potato boss.
See, I don't know if he figured it out as much as just did it. Like, what else are you supposed to do?
Fair point.
Now, Issa Lamari is in second, Rearview Mirror in third, Phantasmas Mas in fourth. Honestly, second and third are very much up for grabs. It really could be one or the other.
Yeah, I believe this auto scroller takes about 3 minutes, so Yeah, I don't think. I think it's.
I've got a
safe
correction.
to- yeah.
Apparently, Salamiri is in second. I missed that note specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salamari is in second. Rearview Mirror is in third. Rearview Mirror needs to get off the train.
I guess I didn't miss that. I'm just confusing myself. It's late. It's like 8:30. I sleepy. I'm not gonna go to sleep anytime soon, but I'm sleepy. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and invite Bright Shadow to come and chat as we keep going.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Bright Shadow is not going to be able to come back. I'm pretty sure. Well, duh. Considering that he's not even playing the game. But I'm not going to spoil for everybody else that Bright Shadow is in the lead. The other players can go ahead and keep going. Hello there, Bright Shadow.
Hello there, bro.
Hey, I'm bringing you in partly because you're not going to be playing anymore, but also partly because you destroyed this game.
Nice.
Yeah.
My wrist hurt so bad. There was so much mashing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We do allow turbo for any games, but at the same time,
I did not use it.
Yeah, that just for future reference, that always is an option, especially for mashing heavy games. We don't want people to hurt themselves, but at the same time, there are ways to like get tired but not hurt yourself. I just hope that you get a decent amount of rest.
Oh yeah, no, I'm stretching right now.
Oh, good. So, talk to me about this game.
It was. How many levels does that have?
You were about halfway through.
What?
That game's forever. I kept I'd finish a level and be like, it's got to be almost over, right? And then it was like Act 2. I'm like, wait, what? How many acts are there?
There's 9. There's 9 worlds, I believe.
That's a lot of video game.
I mean, if it were good, that might be awesome to find out that there's that much. But this game is kind of... It's got some design flaws, let me tell you.
I'm gonna say that the up-down movement to try and avoid not falling in death pits or water, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like, the bosses were bad.
Yeah, the bosses were pretty bad. The squisher hitboxes, absolute trash. Everybody got comboed by the squishers.
Once I realized you could double jump over them, I was just like, okay, they're just a joke.
Yeah, but you have to realize that your controls changed in that level because, you know, why don't they change? In fact, the sewer level that you made it to, you can swing from the poles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
double
the
jump
only
gang.
Yeah, it's the only place that you can do that in.
Nice.
I think the dev designs that you can bounce on the water in that level because I think the devs themselves realized nobody's going to realize that you should swing from the roof.
Yeah, I noticed it looked like you just took a little bit of damage if you hit the water in that sewer place. Because I died in there I game over there, but I died in there a bunch, and sometimes you'd bounce and sometimes you'd just drown. I'm guessing it was hit points related, but I wasn't really watching that bar. I was trying not to drown.
Yeah.
I think the bounce basically comes in whether you jumped or double jumped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If it's a regular jump, then you just sink in the water. If you double jump, then you bounce on top of the water.
What a weird design decision.
This game had a lot of decisions, but it was also made by Infogrames, which I don't know if you know them. That's time,
They make
by
video
the way.
games.
Yeah, they make not good video games, but they also made some good video games.
They made
like,
some good ones.
yeah, like Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
They didn't make any other beat 'em ups as far as I know.
That's good.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, everybody, that is time, and I'm pretty sure the places are relatively locked in. Well, duh, they're locked in, but between second and third, I just want them to verify, because you took first, Un Fantasmas Mas unfortunately took fourth, but Rearview Mirror, I think, came in third, and East Salamirian second. But if that changes due to refs reviewing stuff, then obviously we will go with what the refs state there. Now, oh my gosh. Yeah, here's the deal. I think that there are some actually really lovely looking levels. The like river section where you're on the boat, the parallax that's going on in the background, the off, like the kind of toxic green in the water. I thought that looked so cool, and that was possibly my favorite level of the game. Like, just
It was also a fun level.
yeah, it's decently made. It's got pretty decent design there. Yeah. Were there any other like fun moments in the game that you can think of?
When you told me to join voice chat.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, that's about expected. Okay, the river and then voice chat. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
As you said, like anytime platforming was involved in the game, it's a nightmare.
I had a feeling that was going to be it.
Oh yeah. What I find particularly egregious is that park level that has the squares of water on the ground with the pathways that are diagonal, because there is literally no way for you to just hold a direction and walk on those pathways. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a sin, okay? Jesus doesn't like that.
It also liked to spawn like the one guy on the other side of the puddles where you couldn't scroll, and you just had to like figure something out. Like eventually I figured out you could sort of bop them from across the ponds, but I died like 3 times just to not understanding that.
Yeah, for sure. I completely understand that. You still made like much more progress than I expected, even though you only got halfway through or so. Honestly, I think most of the players made a lot more progress than I expected. This is a tough game, and apparently the Let's Play is like over an hour.
Yeah.
Or not the long play, a skilled long play. So like there was no way anybody was gonna get anywhere close to beating this. But
Yep.
yeah, I like seeing Rearview Mirror say honestly pretty decent for what it is. And have you heard of the Toxic Crusaders before today?
I mean, I've seen like the Toxic Avenger movie.
Okay, I've never seen that.
I mean, that counts. It's a movie. It was a movie that existed.
Yeah, did
I
you
guess it
see
still exists.
the one from '84 or the one from 2023?
No, the 84 one.
Oh,
I have not
okay.
seen the remake.
Gotcha.
Did Troma do that remake, or did they just agree to let somebody else do it?
Let me see. 2023. It was done specifically. Lloyd Kaufman was one of the writers. It stars Jacob Tremblay, Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood.
Because of course it does.
I mean, why can't you have Frodo back? Oh, it's got Peter Dinklage in it as well. Like, this is an all-star cast. I'm not gonna lie. Holy crap!
Peter Dinklage is the main hero.
Nice.
Wait, Winston?
Yeah, Winston Goose.
Oh, okay. Well, I know nothing about Toxic Adventure. Okay. Well, at least you had experience a little bit with the franchise. I have no idea if the new movie is worth watching or not, but I'm glad that it exists and that it has a cast that, you know, even if it's hot trash, I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, sorta.
Yeah. So Thank you so much for coming and being willing to play, and all of the players tonight. Great job. I loved having you, and it's always. I have to say that I very much appreciate everybody being willing to take time out of their lives to entertain us for an hour. And
I was also entertained.
Well, good, good. I wanted more pain out of it, but that's fine.
I mean, my wrist hurts. Does that count?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Hey, everybody, we caused some temporary pain, so that is fantastic. Yeah, just make sure that you do take rest, and don't press yourself too hard when it comes to the games here. Like, I'd rather not have people injure themselves playing games. Yeah.
Same.
I forgot about mashing. That was my fault.
That's okay. I would have done it anyway.
So with that said, do you have anything going on over in your streaming world? Are you playing anything exciting?
Oh, I just finished Big 20, so I'm currently on cooldown from grinding NES games.
Oh, cool.
And, lately, I've just been playing Balatro because that's a good game.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I finally cleared all of the base decks. Now I have to start upping difficulty in order to do this.
I'm on the black one, I think, right now. I haven't played very much.
Oh, okay.
Like, not the black difficulty, but like just the 4th deck.
Yeah, that's fair. I like... Balatro's so good, everybody. The end, everybody should play Balatro. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I think that is a good recommendation. What about you, Cosmic? Are you doing anything that people should know about?
So I do need to practice some games for. I decided randomly to submit to Indie-thon, speedrunning marathon of indie games, and I've got 2 games I need to practice again. One of which is a bad game that has been on Don't Make Us Bored before, and it's a very bad game, but it is an indie game made by one dev, so.
Which one?
Shin Samurai Jazz.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Well, good. Good luck. I hope that it goes well. Well, everybody, Author Blues is currently streaming a puzzle game. If you don't, I've never seen this puzzle game before. I don't know what it is. We're going to go raid. Do I have a raid message from the game that he played? I know that Rick always said something when there was a game over, and we could just raid with Rick's message. Does anybody remember that? Rick. Was it Rick or Rich? Have you no pride? I don't know what that means. I don't think Rich or Rick said that. Does Toxic Crusader have a raid message? Oh my gosh. I won't stop at this. Okay, I like that. I won't stop at this. And okay, there we go. There's your raid message. Go tell Author Blues I won't stop at this. And otherwise, have a great... Oh, yeah.
I was going to say we could have said I won't go left.
No. Everybody, take care, and I will see you probably this weekend for more Kusogrand8. Tomorrow, I have board game practice. Otherwise, take care, friends. Bye. Bye, Bright Shadow.
Bye.
Bye, Cosmic.
Bye.